This is an amazing conversation. I would like to continue. Alicia, your book, Amazing, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Uh,
Amazing Gift
mhm.
is on autism. What and how did you decide to write it? Or when, sorry, and how?
This book came out of me in May, June
May, June, when? This year?
this year.
No.
I'm a pretty, I take time to make my decision, but once I make my decision, I power forward. And I knew last year, towards the end of the year, I remember telling my accountability group that I wanted to start speaking and I wanted to write a book. I didn't know where that came from because I had enough on my plate already. And then I was jogging one day. Actually, it happened more in April. I was jogging one day after I went to a convention in Atlanta for speakers, Speak and Write. And I got my message that it's time.
It's time.
And I spoke to my mentor at that time, who is Susie Gardner. And I told her I thought I wanted to write a book on making power moves and shifting your mindset. And then she said, but what about your son? And I said, what about my son? And she says, Allie, when you speak about him, your face lights up. The way you speak about him, there are so many mothers out there that needs what you have. And I said, what? And she said, you have this positive spin on autism that I know it's out there, but I haven't heard it the way you give it. And then that began me unraveling what was inside of me and opening up myself to being okay with opening up to the world about how I felt initially and then how I felt now. So my journey to autism acceptance.
When you completed this book, take us to that moment. What was that like for you?
So I decided I was turning 40 this year and my birthday was in September and I wanted to have this book ready for my birthday because it was going to be my 40th birthday present to Zachary.
Wow.
I wanted him to know if anything happened to me that he would have something to remind him that he is an amazing gift. So when the company that I was working with, Kid Marketing, I told them I need this ready by September. And they were like, it's a lot of work to get done in that time, but we can do it. And we spent the summer getting everything together, doing it in their time. And like I tell you, I'm that type of person. When I have something on my mind to get done, it's getting done. I don't have to fight for it. I don't have to. It just happens. Things unfold. It's the power of words. It's the power of energy, positive energy, putting into it, because I visualized myself celebrating it on my 40th birthday. So I didn't know how. I didn't know the intricate details. I just knew it was going to happen. So when I actually did my launch around my birthday time and I was able to celebrate my birthday as a best-selling author, I looked up to God and I said, thank you.
Congratulations. Can we see what this book looked like? I mean, yeah.
This is my baby. This is our amazing
Oh,
gift.
that is all amazing indeed.
So there is myself and Zachary. And what you would notice, which my photographer hated initially, is the fact that his face has a certain overexposure to it. And the photographer did not want me to submit this picture because to him it wasn't his good work. It was actually like a oopsie. It wasn't supposed to happen. And I said, no, that's the picture because Zachary has an extra light on him. And I want people to see that.
I like that. I love that. Why is encouraging and helping people so important to you?
Because the world is bigger than myself.
Which of your parents, and perhaps it's both, but which of them do you sort of channel when you're in that space of empowerment?
Both.
Mm.
They're both powerful people. My mom is the socialist. She's the communicator. She's the heart. She's the soul. My father, he's the intellect. He's the power. He's the get it done.
Mm.
Both. Because heart alone doesn't get you there.
Tell us a little bit about that.
There's a lot of people, and I was definitely one of these people, who would have a lot of heart and ideologies into what we want to do, and we want to heal the world, and we want to see things differently, and we'll talk about it, and we'll get in another conversation, and we'll type about it, we'll put it all over social media, but then where's the action behind it? What are you doing about it? Are you continuously complaining about it? Are you continuously speaking about what you think should happen? Or are you making steps towards what you know should happen? And that's why I say heart is great. Heart is the initial. Heart is what gets you going. Heart is the inner fire. That's why I have shift, ignite your inner fire, and then make those power moves. Can't leave it in the heart. You can't leave it fired. You now have to now do something with this. You got to get it out of you.
Why did you take up jiu-jitsu?
Initially to lose weight. I started kickboxing at Bjarnes Jitsu, and it was right after I had Zachary. So initially it was to lose weight. And then my sensei or professor at that time said, since you're here, why don't you learn self-defense? And then I thought to myself, well, I am a female working in the city, and I now have the responsibility of a child. And honestly, I've never had a fight in my life. So I needed to start to learn self-defense. But what I learned with jiu-jitsu, I consider it priceless. I learned about state of readiness, state of explosion. I learned about principles that I use in my life today. I learned that laziness will cause you pain. That's the motto of the school. Laziness will cause you pain. That if you continue to not do anything, the result of that is more painful than getting up and trying to do something about it.
If you were to go, I know you like traveling, you've said that so many times. If you were to go to your favorite place with your favorite thing to read, favorite drink, and favorite music, where will this place be? What will you be reading? What will you be drinking? And what will you be listening to?
There's so many places. Australia's always been on my list. I know I want to say Africa, and the many places in Africa, but for some reason I've always wanted to see Australia as a child, so I'll keep that as the place. In my hand would be a pina colada.
Pina colada.
Yeah, a pina colada.
Okay.
My book would be The Secret. Because I always go back to it.
Secret. How can one purchase your book?
My book can be purchased at www.amazinggift.com. It's also available at amazon.com and barnesandnoble.com.
Is there a website?
Yes, www.amazinggift.com. But you can also find me at dralishagriffith.com.
dralishagriffith.com.
Yeah, DRALISHAGRIFFITH.
One of your core principles is to be a catalyst of change. So how have you, or do you incorporate that in your professional life?
Everything that I do. I do believe that I am here for a reason, as I do believe everyone should think that they are here for a reason. And if you enter the room or you enter an experience and you come out of it the same way that you entered it, and there's no change in either the other person or yourself, then to me, it wasn't a complete experience. So with everything, there should be some level of change.
How do you deal with those times when you fall down?
When I fall down, and I do fall down, I cry. I allow myself to be down for that moment. And then I use my shifters. I think about my son. I think about my God. I think about my future. I think about things that make me happy. And I remember that I can't stay down because I've never stayed down. It's just temporary.
I think, this problem here with the streaming, the connection is driving me crazy. But what I like about the two of us is that we have this positive energy and this flow that's happening here. Motivational speaking, how did you get involved with that? What made you decide to get into that space?
It happened when First Lady Granger was here, and my mom asked me to MC an event where I spoke and moderated the event. And I started to put together pieces that I enjoy having a mic in my hand. And then I realized that people are actually listening to me. Like really, really listening to me. And then many people came up to me and told me, you did a fantastic job, where they connected with me. Then I started to realize that the pieces of the puzzles were all coming together, and that was part of what I was supposed to become.
What have you learned about yourself as a motivational speaker?
That people are really, really listening to me. That my words matter. That they matter. They're very valuable. So I have now, and I get goosebumps thinking about it, I've embraced the power that's within me to now come out of me through the best means that I've been preparing all this time with audiology and speech pathology, and that would be through communication.
I am tempted to open up that point a little bit. You realize that your words matter. Describe the Alisha before this discovery and the Alisha that has discovered this flame in her. Who is she?
The Alisha before had fun, would say things that came to her heart, but didn't realize that people were listening. That actually stopped, took some time out to actually look at responses of after I would have a conversation with a person. and finally listened to the fact of what people kept coming back to me and telling me, you know, when we spoke about so and so, I actually did so and so, and now this is what's going on. And I would say, and it kept happening and happening and happening. And I said to myself, wait a minute. People are listening. Like, my words aren't just words. I'm not just saying things. It comes from a place that's greater than me, that's bringing about changes. That's when I realized that I had a power to be a catalyst to people's lives.
When have you been most satisfied in your life?
Now.
Now.
Now. This moment.
This moment.
This moment. This moment.
I like that.
Everything isn't perfect.
Yes.
But I finally realized that this is my perfect. So every day I get up, I'm in glee. People see me smiling and they feel my inner light, because there is a true inner light. Because I feel blessed to be here in this moment.
You get up in front of people and you speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're academically qualified, you have experience, you've written a book, you have a son that is the light of your life, a mother and a parents that you love tremendously. Lots of accomplishments. Yet there's the human factor that allows doubt and fear sometimes to creep in. But you have your shifters that remind you that you need to be doing this and you should be doing this. Tell us about this person that is able to draw on all of these shifters and motivators and go on stage and talk to others to empower them because her words matter. Who is this person?
It's a person that has submitted themselves to God. Before I get on every stage, before I speak to anything, before I even came to speak to you, I ask Him, use me as you want to use me. And I trust it. And even when I make mistakes or things happen, I trust Him. And I know it's going to be okay. So I had to learn to submit myself to something greater than myself.
When are you most happy, Alisha?
Dancing, working out, speaking, connecting with people.
Are you very happy now?
Yeah. Because I'm speaking and I'm connecting. Once I connect with another human being, I feel like a transference of energy. Their energy gets transferred to me, I get transferred to them, and now the dance begins.
I like that. I really, really like that. What are you most proud of?
My son.
And what are you most thankful for?
My son.
Over the last 10 years, what have you learned about yourself? One particular thing.
That I'm not perfect. And it's okay.
How do you use that realization to push you?
Because I'm allowed to fall. I'm allowed to feel hurt. I'm allowed to feel pain. Just like I'm allowed to have happiness. And I'm allowed to enjoy joy. It helps me to accept me. As silly as I want to be, sometimes I speak very proper. Sometimes I could speak Ebonics. Sometimes I could go into straight Caribbean talk. But it's okay. It's me. All of me.
For that little girl that is sitting on a stoop somewhere, or standing on a corner somewhere, or even in her home, looking at television and being dejected and feeling that she's alone and she can't, what do you say to her?
You are not alone. You can. You will. You are going to be better than this moment that you feel. This is just a stage. This is just a step. You have so much more ahead of you. But you have to look at yourself in the mirror and find the beauty that's within you. Because we all have something within us that makes us uniquely us.
If you could go back in time, what would you tell your 15-year-old self?
Trust your instinct. Trust your intuition. When something tells you don't do it, stop caring what other people think. Listen to your heart. Listen to that inside voice. Listen.
What makes you laugh out loud?
My friends, us just sitting and laughing and gaffing about stupidness, which means absolutely nothing serious. I love when you can be light about things.
Uh-huh.
We have so much heavy in the world that just be light about things for that moment. I don't think every moment you should be laughing, but sometimes you just gotta learn to just chill.
Before we go, Jia asked, does she work with moms of autistic children in addition to children with hearing difficulties?
Yes. I work with children. Period.
Period.
I've been placed here to work with children. Period. I've just been gifted an additional source of my expertise working with children with language impairments and hearing impairments and pragmatics for social issues such as children with autism. So that gives me that extra sauce in the juice. But put me in a room with kids and I'm having fun.
Alisha, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I mean, in spite of the streaming challenges and so on, and I don't know why Optimum is doing this.
That's life.
But that's life.
Yes.
Thankfully, it's recorded, and the recording is going to be next to perfect. But that said, I want to tell you that I sat here and I was enthralled. You have an amazing, amazing personality, amazing spirit. You are a powerful woman. You believe, you embody your beliefs, and you exude that. You fill this room with your essence. And I want to thank you for embodying that which is you, that which is within you. And so you can now turn around and give it to the rest of us. Thank you.
Thank you. I received that.
You're welcome. Good night.
Good night.